otherwise known as Music City Driver, coming at you on a rainy Wednesday morning in Nashville. So, drivers in the Nashville area yesterday received an email saying that Uber Pool will be going live today in the Nashville area. Lyft line, as you guys know, I did a video a little bit earlier. Lyft line has already come to Nashville, but from what I can tell, very few drivers, if any, have actually received any Lyft line requests. So it's kind of interesting. So Uber Pool, I don't yet know the pricing structure here in Nashville yet because the app has not updated. As far as I can tell, when I go to look at my account on there and choose the accounts, UberX, Uber XL, and Uber Select, there is no pool showing anywhere. So unless they're just lumping it in with X and not actually showing that it's lumped in with X, I'm not sure that it's really completely live yet. Maybe it'll be live with the afternoon commute, I'm not sure. So, but from what I understand of Uber Pool, of course, as you guys probably know, part of the 180 days and change was that Uber was making some changes to Uber Pool. There were actually, it was still going to be that you get a certain distance and time rate for Uber Pool, but they were going to add an additional flat fee or flat fare for each person that you picked up. So it was supposed to end up allowing you to make more. Whereas Lyft changed their Lyft line from a cheaper per rate, per minute and per mile rate to match basically what a regular Lyft would give you. So every time you pick up somebody on Lyft line, it's not going to add any money. It will count as a trip, an extra trip. So if you pick up 4 people, it will count as 4 trips, but it would still only be the regular time and distance rates that would apply for a regular Lyft ride. So I'm not really sure over time which one would be better, and I may take just one of each just to see what it's like, but I don't see myself doing a lot of Lyft line rides or a lot of Uber Pool rides. In fact, I'll probably ignore most of them. And unfortunately for the Uber X drivers, I don't think that you're going to have the option to opt out of Uber Pool, which means that if you're an Uber X only driver, you either have to do Eats or Uber X with Pool and ignore the Pool. I don't know. It's going to be very difficult for somebody who's Uber X only to really make it with Uber Pool. So, I mean, obviously on Lyft you can't opt out either of Lyft line rides. You can just basically not accept the Lyft line ride requests that you get. That's the only thing you can do, because Lyft has still not added the capability to be able to switch, between accounts, platforms that you want. So, for instance, I do Lyft Plus, but I cannot choose to only do Lyft Plus. I have to just basically turn my app on and take whatever comes my way if I want to. And of course, they keep sending me acceptance rate little notes saying, yeah, your acceptance rate is low, and yeah, well, if you would quit sending me crap like regular Lyfts that are 23 minutes away, then maybe I would accept some of them. But I'm not going to accept a Lyft that's 23 minutes away. That's just ridiculous. Especially, and I feel with Uber, I might consider it because Uber does pay for long pickups. However, Lyft does not. So if you get a long pickup, as in 23 minutes away, you're not going to get paid any extra for that Lyft. Now, it could be that they're going a long distance, but it could also be that they're going to the store and back. And that's a $3 trip that you drove 23 miles or 23 minutes for, which could be anywhere from, 10 to 15 miles away. And you've wasted all that gas and all that time and gone away from a possibly more lucrative area just to do this ride that ended up giving you $3. I mean, a lot of times those people will tip you, but it's all a roll of the dice. So you're not going to get necessarily a good ride if you go 23 minutes out of your way to go pick somebody up. So I think Lyft really needs to work on an incentive program for that, for long pickups, just like Uber did. Excuse me. But in my opinion, Uber Pool, Lyft Line, the only time those really make any sense to take is if they are prime time or surge. Because, you know, that at that point you get surge for the entire ride, which could end up being a lot more lucrative than just a regular Lyft or Uber at that point. So if you take a 1.5 times surge only, and Mystro can help you do that. Like I said, I haven't been using Mystro as much recently, honestly, and I honestly haven't missed it. Now, Mystro did add a thing recently where you can do by the ride. It's like 20 cents a ride, and stack trips don't count and all this stuff. But I'm not a huge rah-rah fan of Mystro as much as I was. Just because it seems like with a lot of the changes that have been made with Uber and Lyft, where, you know, acceptance rating doesn't matter as much. And with Uber, you can choose whether you want to do X or Select or XL or whatever. It's not necessarily as necessary as it used to be. And there is another app out there that's actually kind of free. I think it's Rideshare Companion or something like that. That actually, I haven't tested it out yet. I've been meaning to test it out. I've downloaded it, and I might put my referral code for that there. The referral code for that doesn't pay you any money. It just gives you some credits to use on the app. And I'm not sure, I haven't read enough into it to figure out what the actual credits give you. But anyway, so that's pretty much all I have. I know there's a couple people watching. I really appreciate you watching. And I honestly cannot see myself taking a lot of Lyft lines or Uber pools. They don't seem to be worth it from what I've read. Anywhere from San Francisco to New York to wherever, everywhere that I have seen that they have instituted these two commuting type fares, they have not been an advantage to the drivers at all. You've got people that are, yeah, I am planning on working New Year's, Lloyd. And Merry Christmas to you too. And I've never worked New Year's before, but I've heard it can be very lucrative, but I've also heard it can be very problematic because of the way that they close down all the streets and stuff. Makes it really hard to get around, but I don't know. I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to try to drive from about 3 in the afternoon till 3 a.m. We'll give it a run, see what we can do there. But anyway, going back to Uber Pool and Lyft Line real quick. So I think that there's not a lot of passenger education that goes on out there with regards to these two platforms, because there's horror stories all the time about you pick up the first passenger and they don't realize they're in a Lyft line or an Uber Pool. So when you go off course from where their destination is, they get all bent out of shape because you're going somewhere else, and you're like, hey, well, you're on a Lyft line or your Uber Pool, and they don't get it. And then you go pick up somebody else, and it's a stranger, and then they may disagree on a topic. They may, who knows, a variety of things could happen there. Somebody else could not like the perfume of somebody else. Somebody else could set them off by saying something that they disagree with politically or anything else. Who knows? There's a variety of things that could happen here. But like I said, the main thing is that people don't understand when they take a Lyft line or an Uber Pool that there will be passengers added along the way, and that it will take you longer to get to your destination. It's cheaper, but hey, Brian, good last name. But yeah, they don't understand that it's going to take them longer to get to their destination. Yes, it's cheaper, and that's a good thing for the passenger. The drivers, what's up, Mike? The drivers don't get paid that much more. And as a result of these people not understanding what Lyft Line and Uber Pool are all about, that you may end up getting a bad rating because they don't understand that you have to pick these people up because they route you different ways. And Uber's supposed to have improved the routing for these Uber Pool requests. With one of their 180 days of change, that was part of it as well. It was the earnings where you get a flat fare every time you pick up somebody, a flat fare fee or whatever, every time you pick up somebody. But from what I understand, when they first implemented Pool, it was horrible. The routing was horrible, and it took you way out of the way to somebody else that shouldn't have been. It really wasn't an optimized route. So you're making a really big detour off of the path, the route that you're supposed to be taking to drop these people off in the same area. So that would make people even more mad. So honestly, my gut instinct is to tell people not to accept Uber pools. I'm sure Uber will be quite mad if they watch this, but I'm just going to let them know that, I mean, like me, I may give it a try. I'll see if it's worth it. If I take one, and I know one is a very small sample to make a decision off of, but if I take one and it just turns out to be horrible and does not work well for me and does not pay any more than a regular Uber X ride, then I'm not going to take them, because it's more of a hassle. It's way more of a hassle than an Uber X, because you got to watch your app to see when people are being added. You've got to deal with people who may be wanting an aux cord, who may be wanting to turn the air up. Luckily, I have 3 different climate zones in my car, so they can adjust the air in the back and in the front seat. But there's just all these distractions going on. It seems like it would be very dangerous, honestly, to do these Uber pool or Lyft line requests, because you know how passengers are. They want to know, can I use your aux cord? Can I use your phone charger? Can I change the radio station? Can I turn up the radio? Can I do, they've got all these different requests going on, and they, it's distracting to the driver. You could end up getting in a wreck. Not to mention with the fact that you're dealing with all this stuff and the passengers, and trying to watch your app to see when the person was added and what the route is that you should take, best route you should take to get there. And it just seems to me like a whole lot of hassle. And in addition, there was a study released that showed that it actually increases traffic to have Uber pool and Lyft line. I may try to link that in the description of this video down below, but there was a study done, and Uber, of course, did a similar study, but it was funded by Uber. So you've always got to think about that. Who funded this research? That's the best thing to think about whenever you read a research study. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get off of here. I just wanted to let you guys know about that. I will keep you guys posted. Like I said, in my app, there is not yet an option for Uber pool. I may actually look in my driver or my passenger app shortly and see if there's an option for Uber pool. It may be because I'm way out of the sticks right now. But when I get into the actual Nashville, I will check my app again, and I will report back in a day or two, probably with another video. And maybe I'll have taken an Uber pool or Lyft line at that point, and I can share my experience. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, whoever watched there. I hope you guys have a great day. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you're looking to drive for Lyft, it's a really good deal right now. If you look in your description, there's a $650 bonus. And I know different people have different codes that are worth more or less, but it's $650 for your first 30 days, I believe it is. So you get $3.25, I think, for each ride additional. And I have had one referral, and it works out really well. Even if you don't finish out all the rides, you still get something. So every ride you take, you get $3.25 more, and I get $3.25 more. It's pretty awesome. And like I said, it's up to $650. So if you really hustle and really bust through those rides, then you can get up to $650 extra, and it really helps out a lot, trust me. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys are doing well out there. I hope you guys stay safe, and you guys have a good day. And if you're out there driving, be careful. And be careful in those Uber pools and Lyft lines.